Hey guys, it's a beautiful day, isn't it? It's raining, and as you guys know, I love rain. And I thought, yeah, why not go out for a walk? You know, I always loved walking. And I don't know if it was by coincidence that my friends were always interested in walking too, or maybe, you know, they just tagged along and at some point, you know, they got used to walking. So whatever it is, I always had friends that had the same interest as I do. And you know, in this new city that I don't really speak the language, filming my walks, it's like, and talking on it, it's like having a companion, having one of my friends here with me, and it's a good feeling. Yeah, it's very cold, and as always, I'm not prepared. I mean, for one thing, I'm not. I don't have a cap on. I actually have a proper hat, but my hands are freezing, and I don't got any gloves on. But it's cool. I mean, I like it. And if it gets too cold, I'm gonna go inside. There's a section here that I can go in. In fact, maybe get in sooner than I thought I would. I don't really mind being alone. I mean, I'm not talking about like, oh cow. Let me get in here. Yeah, it's much better now. So yeah, I'm not talking about being lonely, but just having some time on my own. I don't really mind that. And but I have friends that are actually like scared of being alone. I don't know. And I'm not talking about like living alone or dying alone or something like that. It's just actually being alone, spending like some time alone in your house. And I have this friend that like got married really early, you know, and it was not. I mean, he and his wife, they love each other. I mean, they've been together for a long time. But he told me that the main reason that he got married because he can't stand living alone. And I thought it's like you know, he gets bored or something. But actually, it was like a phobia. Like he said he's scared of like sleeping alone at his house, and it had like something to do with the phobia of like ghosts, you know. I mean, I'm not saying that I was never afraid of ghosts, but for me, like, I'm mostly afraid of scary movies, but not the idea of ghosts. I mean, not that I'm not afraid of it, it's a spooky thing to think about, but I never really, you know, imagined that. And I think it has a lot to do with your imagination, because like there is nothing tangible about the fear of ghosts. It's mostly what you're imagining, right? And the idea that we have of ghosts are mostly I think coming from the movies that we watch, because as I said, there's no and I'm not saying that I believe or I don't believe in ghosts. I don't think about that. But well, there's no ghost to look at it and have an idea about it. It's just the idea that the movies and the TV series, or older than that, the stories gave us, right? So like those movies, those TV series, or even like video games, they are kind of feeding our imagination in a way. And with that, like, this place is packed. With that imagination, we kind of start to bother ourselves in a masochistic way. So we keep imagining it to the point that it gets intertwined with our daily lives. Like, many of us have this experience that when we watch a really scary movie or play a really scary video game, we cannot sleep the night after, or that night. And it's because like the images are still new to us. But after a couple of days, well, it starts to fade away. Fuck! This is strong wind. I don't know why I came back out. I think I have to get inside. I wanted to give it another chance. I don't like inside, but I think we don't have any choice here. We have to like stay in, not to catch a cold, and also be able to record my voice, because I'm not sure, but I'm guessing that the sound of wind is so extreme that it's like making it problematic for me to record my voice properly. So I was saying, yeah, I mean, so we sleep it off, right? We don't think about it. But if it gets to you in a profound psychological way, then it kind of stays with you. I mean, my cousin, for example, she when she was a kid, she saw this movie, and I haven't seen the movie yet, so I don't know. I cannot describe it perfectly, but I think it was about this, like a ghost or something, that would come to this person, to this kid, every night. And to protect the kid, they had to write some some prayers or something on the kid's body. But they forget to write it on the kid's ears. And that night, the ghost comes, and the ghost cannot touch the kid because of all those prayers and stuff written all over her body. So the ghost just finds her ears and just grabs her by her ears and drags her across the room, and I don't know what happens next, but it's scary enough at this point. So you see, I think we have to turn here. Yeah. So it's a really scary thing for a kid to watch, and my cousin watched it as a kid, and after that the ideas kind of stayed with her. So ever since, when she sleeps, her ears have to be covered. because, you know, she has this profound fear that some ghost is gonna come and take her and grab her by her ears and kill her. So I get that, you know, this psychological thing that started with the movie, that started with a TV series, and it stayed with her, and it kind of, you know, affected her life in a negative way, and that's sad. So I think most of the people who are scared of movies kind of got it from that, kind of got it from an experience, something they saw on the screen. But it kind of might be related to other phobia too. I mean, I cannot really say that I have a phobia. I mean, I'm really scared of insects. I mean, the huge ones. I don't know if I can call it a phobia, because like many other people share my same, you know, feeling against those filthy creatures. But other than that, I cannot think of anything. So I think maybe if you have a phobia of something, I mean, if you're claustrophobic, then you might have the basis, you know, for other psychological, I don't know what is a plural word for phobia. Phobias doesn't seem right. To grow, you know. Like, I think if you're scared of like your room at night, it might have something to do with the fact that you have a phobia of dark, or you're claustrophobic. So that is something to think about. I know that many people actually take some drugs to deal with their phobia, especially, I think they call it phasmophobia or something like this, being afraid of ghosts. But that's, I think, too extreme. I don't know. Like, I mean, unless it kind of starts to affect your life in a way that is like destructive, I don't think you really need to take any medicine for it. So yeah. Also, I think like being afraid of ghosts has something to do with being afraid of death. I mean, I have to read about that, being afraid of death. I mean, maybe it's scary to us because we don't know about it. I mean, I was reading this article that was talking about how like countries next to each other, or villages next to each other, or cities next to each other, always were in kind of an disagreement with each other, and which, you know, kind of led to wars. And that was because, you know, the other village, the other city, the other country was unknown to the members of that country, to the members of that society. So for that, you know, because they were scared of the unknown, they started to like fight it off. And so I think like whatever paranormal is out there, ghosts, death, it is the same idea. So you're scared of it, but you cannot really fight it off, can you? So you just run from it. You know, when you're scared of something, you either fight it or you run from it, right? And I think that's the thing with like phasmophobia, if I'm saying it right. I don't mind watching like something scary. I'm not saying that I'm too brave or something like that. No, I get really scared. I'm not a fan of it. I was never like that person who says like, let's go watch a scary movie, or I always prefer comedies. Or like those comedy movies that made fun of scary movies. Like, I like those. But never like, I never wanted to actually watch something scary. But you know, there have been these occasions that I watch something scary with my friends. You know, especially when you're in a group, it's kind of fun. Especially when you see other people get scared. So, in that sense, yeah, I've experienced that. But again, I didn't feel brave while I was watching it. I was like really scared, especially with some of the movies like I don't even remember the names of some of them. And you know, there's something interesting about these movies, that most of the time the ghost is a woman. I don't know why. I mean, I have no idea. But like, now that I'm thinking about it, the ghost, or like that creature that is, you know, that kind of makes that video game or that movie scary, is a woman or sometimes a kid. But I've rarely seen like a male ghost. I don't know. I mean, in reality, you know, not reality, I mean like in movies that there is actually a bad guy, a bad person, a negative character, mostly they are males, you know? And I get that, because like men have always been like these destructive creatures. Men were the ones who started wars, or I don't know, mostly they initiated like crimes, and I get that. But when they die, somehow they become like somehow they become not as scary anymore, so they cannot be the bad guy anymore. And after that, I think like the females get scary. I don't know why the ghosts are females, and most of the time, like those female ghosts, they have long hair, if you think about it. I don't know what's the deal with hair, but like, again, I've never seen a female ghost. No, I cannot even imagine it with short hair. It has to always be this like long black hair. Or bald. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, bald can be scary too. But yeah, it's so like we can kind of decide that ghosts have a sexist society. I'm just kidding. So it's kind of cool to think about it this way, don't you think? I don't know if like in different cultures they call it ghosts. You know, maybe it's just, you know, in some cultures it's just ghosts, and it's, you know, there is no, like it's a spirit, you know, there is no body in it. But in some cultures it's the body of a dead guy, you know, body of a dead person who comes out of the grave, so kind of like a zombie. So that's another thing. Or sometimes in different like cultures, it's not even about death. It's mostly about like the idea of a paranormal creature. You know, like in different religions, we can relate to that. Every culture, every religion, every country, every language, they have their own like bad paranormal creature that they tend to like scare from or escape from. So yeah, that's kind of a cool thing to think about. All right, I'm gonna go, guys. Yeah, I mean, if you have any idea about that, just write it in the comment section. Make it a conversation. It's been awesome. Thank you.